to see after dark. A round of applause. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've had a great week. I'm not going to greet you guys today. Yeah, it's not every day. But I hope you've had a great week. I've had a good week. It's been a very quick weekend. I bought a lot of shoes last week, so I'm very happy. What else happened? Work has been stressful, but not stressful, but a lot is going on. But it is what it is, well. Yeah. So I've been observing people again. And honestly, I think observing people has become one of my hobbies. You know how some people watch beds? Me? Of late, I've just been watching people. I sit there and just think, why are we like this? Genuinely, what is driving this? Why are human beings so human? We're all just walking around pretending we know what we're doing, but truly nobody knows anything. We're just confidently guessing. That's really what's happening. Some people are guessing all dressed up in their suits. Some are guessing dressed in their uniform. Some are guessing with, let me move this, I want to sit properly. Yeah, some are guessing while holding their degrees. Others are just trying to figure it out, and somehow we all just agree to act like we have life under control. And I feel like that's very funny when you really think about it. Everybody is just pretending. So in today's episode is basically a collection. Today there's going to be a collection of thoughts I've been having. Basically, yeah, that's the agenda for the day. They're not connected per se, I believe, but somehow I think they are as well. When you're cleaning up your room and then you find random things. You find a charger, you find an old shirt you never wore, then one earring, you find a coin somewhere. Those random things that you just be finding around in your room. That's what today's episode feels like when I think about it in my head. A collection of random things that random thoughts that I think somehow belong together but are not together. Does that make sense? Yeah. What an intro. So yeah, let's start with something that almost every human being struggles with, which is I believe is being embarrassed. So why are we so afraid of looking embarrassing? Why? So let me ask you something. When was the last time you didn't do something simply because you were afraid of looking stupid? Think about it. Maybe you wanted to start posting videos, you wanted to start content creation, you wanted to learn how to dance, or you wanted to learn how to skate. Nowadays, people are even skating a lot. Maybe you wanted to learn wear something different. There's a particular style you wanted to lean more into, or maybe you wanted to tell somebody you liked them. But then, with time, your brain said, what if people laugh at you? Or what if he says no? What if you fall down? What if you look stupid? And then you didn't do it. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy, man. Because sometimes embarrassment controls our lives more than even failure does. We're not even scared of failing. We're scared of people seeing us fail. So it's not even about you feeling like you're failing, but it's the fact that people will see you failing. There's evidence of a third person seeing you. I feel like there's a difference, because if nobody knew, most of us would actually try a lot more things. You would be more open to so many other things. You would think about learning how to like I said, learning how to skate, how to drive, maybe. And those things, these two things, nobody really looks cool when they're learning how to do it. Nobody looks cool when they're learning how to drive or learning how to skate, bro. When the instructor is laughing at you, you're falling up and down, you're sweating, you almost drive into a gutter. It's not like a glamorous thing at all. excuse me, but imagine if we all refused to learn because we were embarrassed. I feel like bro, like we all like remove that embarrassment factor and everybody would really go far in certain things, and then like exploring new ventures or stuff, pretty much, right? Yeah. And then you'd learn to understand that the first day you don't know how, you don't necessarily need to know how things work. So for example, with the context I gave of learning how to skate, assuming you go to like a skating rank and you are whatever, you pretend you are like stretching, while you're secretly watching somebody else do something, then you copy what they do. Like, do you get it? Like, we've all done stuff like that. Nobody is born knowing these things, yet somehow we think we're supposed to arrive already perfect, bro. And social media has also made this so worse, because online, for example, people only post the polished, clean versions. Nobody posts the 20 failed attempts. They only post like the attempt number 21. Do you get it? But yeah, of course, some people now like do like prior attempts or behind the scenes stuff like that. But like, that's even rare content. It's not like something that we're more opportunity to see. And even the throwback, even the what's it called, even the behind the scene content as well, it's even polished. Do you guys? It's the one that they feel like will blow that or even post that one for you. So yeah, life itself is embarrassing. Have you ever, waved at someone only to realize that they were not waving at you? You just slowly bring your hand down and like keep moving. Or have you ever greeted somebody so confidently, then they look at you like they've never met you before, or like, hey, who are you? Or like maybe you call, those things where like you're in class and then your teacher calls you. I remember I used to like sometimes like a teacher will call me and I'll say ma, or like like you trip and then you actually pray that the ground like opens up and swallows you. I mean, there's so many things. Like, we've all been there. Embarrassment is part of being alive, honestly. I think one of the biggest freedoms that you can experience is realizing that people are not thinking about you as much as you think about them, honestly. Everybody's too busy worrying about themselves, and that's the truth that you have to, like, understand. Like, you're really not that important. That sounds mean, but, like, you're really not, like, that much of a spotlight in people's minds. You get it? So like, allow yourself, honestly, that embarrassing thing you did 3 years ago and you still remember it. The other people involved, they've probably forgotten about it. Do you get? They're busy thinking about their own embarrassing moments. For example, nobody has time. Nobody's like, everybody's fighting their own battles. So honestly, do the thing. Just do it. Wear that outfit, man. Start that business. Post that video. Start that podcast. Because if you wait until you are no longer afraid of looking embarrassing, I feel like you wait forever. That's one of the things I had to tell myself as well with starting the podcast, because I had been thinking about starting a podcast for since I was in uni, man, like so many years. And I kept feeling like, how do I present myself? I don't have the confidence. I'll not be able to be consistent. So many things I kept telling myself. And man, I'm just happy that it's been 2 months now. I honestly can't believe it. It's not even 2 months. It's like 3 months, right? I honestly can't even believe it. And I feel like you have to tend to decentralize yourself, like that. I don't know how to explain, but like, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but like, remove yourself from thinking that people matter like people, you matter in people's mind like that, or like your embarrassment to stick with in people's minds forever. Nah, man. Everybody's on the move and everybody's thinking about something, and that's so limiting. If you keep thinking that way, you will not do so many things, right? So that's that. Moving on to another topic that I want to talk about, which is the fact that everybody wants to be seen, but nobody wants to be known. This is something I was thinking about, right? So the thought came to me a few days ago, and it honestly made me pause and think about how everybody wants to be seen, but not everybody wants to be known. So what's the difference, you might ask? Being seen means people notice you, people admire you, they clap for you, they follow you, compliment you. And being known, that's different. Being known means that somebody knows your fears, they know your habits, the things you overthink about, the things you're ashamed of, the version of you that doesn't make it onto like your Instagram or your TikTok or your Snap. And I think that's scary, because if someone really knows you, they also have the ability to reject you. Did you get it? Because that's maybe that's why we are so comfortable showing our achievements, but not our struggles. We'll post, graduation photos, vacation pictures, the day you went on a date, those your promotional work, those kind of things. But when we are sitting in our room crying because life is lifing, it's silence, because vulnerability is very expensive. It will cost you something, and it requires a lot of trust. I think that's also why a lot of people say they are lonely. I mean, I spoke about the lonely pandemic last week. Not because nobody truly is around them, but because nobody actually knows them. I can honestly count a handful of who I think know me. I don't think there are more than 2. But because nobody... So as I was saying, what was the last thing I said? Yeah, but I think I said no because I spoke about the lonely thing, right? I think that's why lots of people, they say they're lonely, right? Yeah. So it's not generally because nobody's around them. It's because nobody actually knows them. I think that's where I ended, right? Yeah. So you can have 100 people, you can have 100 friends, 100 relatives, 100 acquaintances. You can have 1 million followers, yet you still feel invisible, because all those people exist on a surface level. Nobody knows what keeps you awake at night. Nobody knows what you're praying about. Nobody knows what scares you. Man, and I feel like also that's partly our fault as well, because you don't let people in. Like, we are scared. And that sounds so ridiculous. Like, you'll be thinking, what if they judge me? What if they leave me? What if they don't like this side of me? What if they don't like the real me? What if my opinions are like too out of this world? So you tend to keep so many things inside, and then you wonder why nobody understands you, right? I feel like being known requires so much risk. You have to let people meet the real you, not the edited version of you, but then like the actual version of you. So they have to meet the one who sometimes doubts themselves, the one who commits so many errors, the one who cries and while they're bathing, or everyone that in bed, the cry baby, basically. The one who has the weird and unladylike laughter. I'm always saying that my laughter is so unladylike. I mean, you have to let people know the real you, like the you that doesn't have everything figured out. And honestly, people who truly love you will stay, and that's something that you need to understand. They will stay not because you are perfect, not because you are real. They'd rather have they'd rather just have their version of you present them. And honestly, personally, I would rather have like 5 people who genuinely know me than 5,000 people who only know like what I post. You get it? Because yeah, the attention is nice, but connection to is priceless, right? So I was just thinking about that. Well, like, you walk around saying, oh, I just want somebody to understand me, somebody to know me, to love me, to this, someone. Meanwhile, we're giving people absolutely no information to work with. We're like locked phones. Then we're surprised nobody knows the password. Think about it. Like, really think about it. If every answer somebody gets from you is, oh, I'm okay, I'm good, nothing much, how are they supposed to know when you're not okay? Do you get it? It's very distinct. Sometimes we have to give people the opportunity to show up for us. Granted, not everybody will, but granted, somebody might. And I feel like that's also worth the risk if you think about it, right? Yeah. So that was just that. So we're moving. All right. So I think another thing I want to talk about is closure. Dun. I want to talk about why closure is overrated. Because I genuinely think we romanticize closure so much. Like, we act like one final conversation is going to heal everything. Like, somebody is going to sit us down, look us in the eyes and say, let's say, for me, for example, Charlotte, here's exactly why I did what I did. I was wrong. You deserve better. I hope you heal. And then scene. Then, like, your heart is magically repaired. And then life will move on. Please. Life is not Bridgerton, bro. Sometimes the closure you're waiting for will never come. Sometimes the people you don't even know, like, some people don't even know that they hurt you. Sometimes, granted, they know and they do not care. Sometimes they don't have the emotional intelligence to explain themselves. And sometimes the explanation you're looking for simply does not exist. I used to think closure was about getting answers. But now I think closure is making peace with the fact that you may never get them. Because think about it, how many times have you replayed a conversation in your head, like trying to figure out what you should have said, or like, hey, if I replied like this, if I had asked one more question, if I had defended myself. Meanwhile, the other person has already moved on, they're gone. They're eating watching somewhere in that corner, probably watching football somewhere, arguing about Ronaldo and Messi. They're sleeping peacefully in their bed, and you're there conducting an investigation that even like this thing has abandoned. Sometimes I feel like we cage ourselves, we imprison ourselves waiting for answers that don't exist. One thing I've learned recently is that closure is something you give yourself honestly. It's deciding, I may never understand why this happened, but I'm not going to let it keep happening in my head. And I feel like that's also closure. You are choosing peace, because not everybody deserves another conversation with you, and not every chapter needs one more page. Sometimes the story is finished. Close the book, put it back on the shelf, keep it moving. You can even throw it far away and keep moving. That said, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, right? I mean, I feel like sometimes even when it comes to closure, because you're looking for something or you're looking for an excuse, when you get it, sometimes it's never enough. So I feel like you also need to train yourself that if at all that's what you feel like you need, when you get it, let it be enough. There's some people who, in the search of closure, they'll go and they'll go back, or like you go and then like you become delusional or whatever. You stop seeing whatever what you were supposed to be seeing. I mean, you just become delusional, or you forget your senses, or you forget the intention behind why you wanted to get the closure in the first place. So I think it's important that you don't forget the mission, baby. I don't like sound like a hypocrite. Which one is hypocrite? I don't like sound like a hypocrite ever. So that's why I'm saying this, because in the last situation I was in, I feel like I needed closure so bad. Like, my system was failing to understand, to make sense of things. Every single time I'm a little bit of an extremist in my thinking, so I would think of worst possible case scenarios. So in my attempt to like process things, I was thinking of worst possible case scenarios to answer my own questions, and I realized that in doing all those things, I kept hurting myself, because the worst possible scenarios were not good, right? And when I go over even that phase, thinking about, sometimes you start asking yourself that why you're not enough and stuff like that, right? So I did want closure, and I feel like I did want closure, and then I told myself that if I get it, like, and I'm explaining certain things I explained to me, let that be enough. I don't want to seek for anything else. Like, I don't want to continue looking for excuses, right? Once I get the explanation I feel like I need, let me keep it moving. I don't want to hear that explanation and like they've told you A, B, C, D, and now come to look for 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you get it? Like, let it be enough. I'm saying this again. I feel like I'm repetitive because I'm repeating it again. That people, you want closure, and you get is the closure is not closing. Like, you still want something else. Like, no, let it be enough, right? So that's what I wanted to just explain. I feel like when I got it, I understood that, man, it is what it is. Like, what's the let me end it. Yeah, let me just end it. Now, let's be honest. I want to talk about, I spoke about something similar in like a last episode, which is the whole generic responses. So I still want to hammer on it. I have a problem with I am fine. You hardly ever ask me how I am, and I'll say I'm fine. Maybe even I'm okay, but I'm fine. Let's be honest. How many times have you said I'm fine when you absolutely were not fine? Be honest. I think I'm fine has become the biggest lie adults tell. I spoke about this, but I still want to talk about this thing again, like these generic responses, because it's easier. Imagine somebody asks, how are you? Are you really going to say, actually, I'm overwhelmed, my bank account is crying, I'm questioning every decision I'm making, like every decision I've made since 2019, and I don't know how to... No, you smile and just say, I'm good. It's almost automatic. Like I said, it's very generic, and I understand why. Like, not everybody is asking because they genuinely want to know. Sometimes how are you is just another greeting. The same way we say, good morning. I also think we become... Okay, this is why I want to talk about this. I think we've become too comfortable hiding. Do you get? It also connects to what I said earlier, like the topic we spoke about earlier. We've become professionals at functioning, if I could say. You go to work, you laugh, you post memes, you reply to group chats, then you go home, and suddenly everything you've been carrying catches up with you. That's why I feel like I keep talking about a lot about functioning. I think I was speaking to my friend recently, and I was telling her that functioning isn't the same as healing. You can be productive and still be hurting. You can be smiling and still be exhausted. You can be successful and still be empty. Do you get it? And I wish we gave ourselves more permission to say, honestly, this week has been rough, man. or honestly, I'm going through this, or this, or I just wanted to talk about this. Not to everybody though, because not everybody deserves access to your heart. Like, let that be known. But to someone, 1, 2, 3, 4 trusted people, because carrying everything alone is very heavy. And sometimes people actually want to help you. People actually want to listen. We've just become so independent that asking for help feels like you're failing, and it isn't really. Even Jesus had people that he had, like even Jesus had people around him. Nobody was designed to do life completely alone. But that said as well, I feel like everybody should train themselves to be good listeners. Everybody should. I'm very big on karma. I feel like what you give, expect to get the same thing. It's actually not what you like. It's not like, okay, that's my own version that I believe in. Like, the quality of what you give, expect the same quality back, one way or another. So if you want people to listen, if you want to open up to people and people to listen to you, you should also make yourself somebody who is a good listener. This year, I realized that a lot of people are not good listeners, and it throws people off who are learning to be more expressive. And listening is a skill. There are some people who don't know how to have conversations in that regard. They just want to talk. Or when you are talking, they you can see when somebody is listening to you. Me, it puts me off so quickly. If I sense that you're not listening to me, I'll just shut down. I will not proceed, because I'm wasting my time pretty much. Because it's not easy to open up. It's not easy to talk about things that are close to the heart. So if you are going to show me that you're not going to listen, or you're not paying attention, I'll just whatever. But that said, I've also experienced talking to people who I feel like are great listeners, who, like, as you're speaking, you can say that following the story even more than you, the teller. And I feel like that makes it easy to flow, and that makes it in that way. If they ask me, how are you, I can never say I'm fine, or I can never say I'm okay. I can never say oh good. I want to tell them because I know they would listen. Do you get it? So I'm saying this because I feel like, in as much as I'm talking about the fact that we all need to be more expressive, and we need to be more expressive and open and blah 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 blah, you also need to understand that even you, the person, you have to be good listeners, so that people will be good listeners to you, because you cannot want something that you're not. I hope that makes sense. I know it makes sense. If you don't understand, I don't know for you. Yeah, so alright. I'm going to talk about one more thing, and then I think I'll call it a day. The last thing I'll talk about is, what do I have? I write down my notes in my phone. Yeah, why we need to normalize changing our minds. So this one I feel very strongly about. Can we normalize changing our minds, please? Why do people act like changing your opinion is a crime? You hear somebody saying, "Oh, but last year, hey." Yes, last year. I also wore different clothes last year. I've grown, I've learned, I've changed. Isn't that the point? Imagine if we never changed our minds. Imagine, like, still liking the same things you liked when you were 6 years old. Imagine refusing to update your thinking after learning new information. That's not consistency. That's stubbornness, and that's stupidity. I feel like growth requires a lot of adjustment, man. There are foods that I used to hate as a child, and I love now. I never used to eat cheese when I was younger, but I like it now. Even milk, like, I don't like milk, but like, I'm more open to it now. I used to hate coffee, but I drink it occasionally now. Do you get it? There are people who I thought were who were going to be my friends forever, but they are not. I had a friend in uni that's, if you see her, you see me. If you see me, you see her. Like, tight. But I'm not friends with her anymore. And it's a shock to everybody. There were dreams I used to have, like, that no longer fit the person I am becoming presently. And that is okay, because sometimes we hold on to opinions simply because we are like embarrassed to admit we were wrong. But honestly, there's nothing embarrassing there. Rather, there's something beautiful about saying, you know what, I see this differently now. I don't think this anymore. I was wrong prior. I want to update my opinion, update my mindset. And that shows maturity if you think about it. And it's not weakness. I actually worry more about people who never change, because life is supposed to shape you. Every experience should teach you something. If you're exactly the same person you were 10 years ago, did you really pay attention? Like, did you really, were your eyes open? Okay, no problem. So yeah, I feel like that's all I want to talk about today. I didn't have a lot. I don't know. I think today was really sensible stuff. So you know what's funny? Looking back at everything that I was talking about today, it all comes down to one thing, I believe. Like, we're all trying. That's literally it. Nobody wakes up and says, today I would like to embarrass myself. How am I going to embarrass myself today? Nobody wakes up wanting to, compare themselves to anybody else. Nobody likes pretending to be okay. Nobody enjoys waiting for like an opportunity for closure to come in. We're all just trying to make sense of life with the information that we have, with the little information that we have, honestly. And I think we need to give ourselves a bit more grace, because if life has taught me anything so far in my short years on earth, is everybody's carrying something. The person who looks like they're the happiest person ever is probably struggling with something you cannot imagine. Or the person who seems so confident may be fighting with some insecurities you cannot even imagine. Like, you genuinely can never know. And that's why kindness, again, is very important. Kindness will not cost you anything. Nothing. And sometimes exactly what somebody needs. Again, don't expect things that you don't give out, honestly. Like, there's so many things in my mind, man. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I think I want to talk about one thing. Another thing that I've been learning of late. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Last thing I want to talk about. It just comes to my mind. You don't have to be liked by everybody. I promise you, it's impossible. Even jollof rice has haters. Imagine jollof food and chicken. The food that has united and divided West Africa at the same time, bro. If something as good as jollof has haters or critics, who are you? Who am I? Who are we? So everyone won't like your personality. Some people won't like your humor. They'll think you're too quiet, you're too loud, you're too ambitious, you're not ambitious enough, you're a loser, you can't win. So stop trying, honestly. The goal isn't to be liked by everybody. The goal is to be authentic enough that the right people find you. And honestly, I feel like that's much less stressful, right? Yeah. So I believe, just a little reminder, if nobody has told you this today, you're doing better than you think. Seriously. I know social media has a way of making us feel like we're behind, but you are probably further than you were last year. I need to tell myself this more often, because maybe you've healed more than the past couple of days, months, years. You've become kinder, you've become like more attentive, you've learned how to say no, you've learned how to say yes at the right places, at the right times. Maybe you've started loving yourself more. Maybe you've survived something you thought would break you. That's growth, man. That's growth. So celebrate that. Not everything has to be a big achievement. Sometimes waking up and continuing is the achievement. That's it. Do you know number of people who even feel to get up and continue, or who don't want to? So yeah, like that's a big enough achievement. Anyway, let me see the time. Yeah, man, I think that's enough. I've gone like overboard. I think that's enough wisdom for somebody who still laughs at, TikToks at 1 a.m. in the morning. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I genuinely feel like this was one of those conversations where we just sit down together after a long day and then you speak about life, that kind of setting. No pressure, no pretending, no, overthinking. Just retrospection. Is that what the English is called? Yeah. So I think my work is done for the day. Thank you so much for coming back every single week. I really, really appreciate it. Whether this was your first episode or you've been here since the start, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we're slowly building our little corner here on the internet. Oh my goodness, I'm still trying to figure out. I want to figure out how to boost the podcast more on socials. I'm trying to figure out how to do animations probably, because I'm not ready to do video. I'm trying to figure out how to do animations on whatever, and it's so hectic because every option is a paid option and it's so expensive. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out so that's I'm able to make the content a little more engaging for you guys. So we'll get there. Yeah. Anyway, as always, take care of yourself, drink your water, go outside, get some fresh air. Yeah, and then please reply your messages. Don't be leaving people aired for 3-5 days. Nah, man, reply your messages. Yeah. So also don't give people that much power over you. Be strong, be brave, be the child that God has created you to be. Anyway, that's it. I feel like I've spoken too much in this episode, man. Yeah. So bye. See you in the next episode. This was See After Dark, and I love you all. Do I love you all? Yes, I love you all. That feels so cringe. But yeah, this was See After Dark. See you in the next episode. Bye. Mwah.